Hi, it's Stacy with So Steady, and I am here with Mendy, and we are going to be
Lost you.
Says they're connected. Just turn the volume up.
Okay, Stace, can you hear me?
Can you hear me okay now?
You're cracking up, but I can hear you now.
Okay. How about now?
That's better.
All right, wonderful. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. We're super excited to be here today. We're on our final days of the Mystery Sampler. And Mendy, I'm just going to have you jump right into it. We're going to be giving away some cool things today, but we'll tell you about that in a bit. Go ahead and take it away.
Okay, today we're going to do block 109, which is the second my iron there. Okay, which is called Tracks. This is the block that I did previously, and this is the one that we'll quilt on. Okay, so the only ruler that we're going to be using today is the 18-inch adjustable ruler. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first cut she wants us to do is we're going to cut one 3x3 square, and that is going to be the center of the block. So I'm going to make that out of the patterned material here. So let me get that. All right. This might be 3 inches. Let's get this adjusted.
So are we looking at one of the giveaways today?
Yes, we are.
That is our 18-inch adjustable straight ruler. And we're super excited to be making that part of our giveaway. We actually are giving away our starter set, which is valued at, I believe, $99. We'll post a link to that shortly.
All right, so I just need one, but I'm going to cut off the salvage here.
Hey, Mom, is the camera guy close? I'm wondering if he can pull up your camera a little bit.
The camera guy took the dogs for a rock.
See if there's any way you can pull up the camera slightly, maybe.
This camera here?
Yes.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Okay, so we may cut one. Now we're going to cut 4 3/4 by 1.5. So let's go ahead and cut the 1.5. And that's B, so it's going to be the same fabric as what we just cut. Let's see if this is 1.5 here.
One more camera thing I was going to have you do. I'm going to have you go ahead
Okay.
and tilt the camera up towards the window. And what that's going to do, or towards the other side, it's going to flip the camera for you. Because right now we're reading everything backwards.
Okay.
So you're just going to kind of tilt it up really quick. There it is. Great work.
Okay. Uh-oh. I turned it off.
I think you can get back to it. I bet you can.
Okay, let's see if I can. Hey, I need your help.
Everybody is saying Merry Christmas from all over. I love this for being able to just see everyone
Oh, I
and
got it.
in their
I
homes
got it
all
back.
over the world. There she is. All right.
Okay. Oh,
Camera's good.
Great work.
all right, there we go. And it doesn't look like this is big enough. Nope. Okay. So we'll cut this.
So right now, what are you doing? You're cutting a 3-inch block?
This is 1.5. And then 4 3/4.
What are you cutting?
This is the second cut, and I've cut it 1.5 by 4 3/4, and we need 4 of them.
Excellent.
Alrighty.
So I just posted a link to the adjustable ruler starter set, and that is going to be our giveaway this week. And that is
Okay, the next
product.
cut is going to be 3/4 wide and 4 3/4 long. So let's go ahead and just cut some more here. Now we're going to cut these 1 3/4. Nope, 3/4 inch. So that'll be really tiny. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna go and we're gonna cut this yellow and we're gonna do the same exact thing. All right. It didn't work quite like I'd hoped. Here we go.
So how many strips are you cutting that are just 3/4 of an inch?
We have to do 8 of these.
Is there any chance you can move the fabric up a little bit? It's kind of mostly off the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we moved this camera. Now I can't see anything. Okay, so there's 4. Here's 6. And let's see if this is. Okay, then our last cut is cut 4 3/4, and we did that already here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're done with our cutting now and ready to move on to the piecing.
All right. So tell us where you're going to do that, because we can't see anything right now besides a ruler on the screen.
Well, that's because I dumped my pins. Holy.
Oh, good. We want to watch everything. We want to watch you picking up pins. We want to.
Alrighty. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be taking these pieces that we cut, and we're going to be making 4 of these. So we're going to do the patterned, then solid, pattern, solid. So I'm just going to take this over to the sewing machine, and we'll get started over there.
All right, we're headed to the sewing machine. There she
All
is.
right, here we go. So I'm just going to lay these 4 out so that I know. Okay, and then we're going to do the solid, the patterned, and the solid again. And then the solid, pattern, solid, solid, pattern, solid, and solid, solid, pattern. Looks like I need one more of the yellow, but we'll go along here and catch up then on that. Now, these are really tiny little pieces. So for you to have success, I would tell you to go very slow, and I'm really dependent upon my 1/4 inch scant seam gauge here.
Someone was just asking about that cool seam guide you're using.
Yeah, this is our set of the seam gauge and the seam guide. So right here, I think you can see it. This is the gauge. You put that underneath your foot and make sure that the needle goes through the slot, which is right there. Then you have that there and butt this up against the foot. And that's how you guarantee your scant 1/4 inch. Okay. All right, I think that's 4. So let's go ahead and cut thread, and I'm going to press this, and then we'll come back for more. Let me just get these separated. All right. Going over to the pressing station. I'm in my second sewing room today, so it's a very consolidated. So it'll take me a minute just to get kind of rearranged here. Okay, let's bring this over here. And my iron is right here. All right, so we're just going to press everything down. Actually, that's not correct. We're going to press it to the pattern. If I can get it open here. There we go. And I'm missing my wool mats.
Someone was just asking if the seam guide is magnetic.
No, it has double-sided tape on it.
And we send in some extra with that too, in case it, loses its stick a little bit along the way.
And you can also purchase more. But we didn't have any double-sided tape here, so we just went down and got some Scotch double-sided tape, and it worked. All right, let's go ahead and do the pattern now. And once again, because these are so tiny, you just want to go really slow and as steady as you can. Okay. Okay, so that's the last one. We're going to go back to the pressing station now. All right, can you see me, Stace?
I can. Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to press towards the last one that we
Okay, we're
just
going to
did.
have you move the fabric up a little bit.
I'm sorry?
We can't see. Yeah, there you go. Move the fabric up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. And because pressing is so important here, I like to do it both on the front and the back. Okay, here we go. I can tell you already, I don't like that one.
Someone was commenting on just how tiny that seam is.
I know. And that's why it's such a problem when you don't get it consistently the right side. Well, I think I got about 50%. Not good. All right, that one got a problem with the end there. This one's too little. These two I like. So fortunately, I have two more here that I think we're going to try to start over with. Because once those seams are that tiny, there really isn't a way of fixing it. This one is salvageable. I just need to straighten that one, but not this one. Okay, where's my fabric? Okay, let's put it on here. Move this over. heading this back to 3/4 inch. I need to cut a little bit more of the
So what we're doing right now is we're just redoing a few blocks.
earned one. Yeah, we're just going to redo a couple of the sections because that would not be okay. Once again, I found this been really challenging doing these tiny little strips. And I'm about 50-50 in terms of success. Just going to cut off the salvage here. And then I'm going to just take one of these. Use it as my distance. Okay, let's go back to the sewing machine. All right, so that one's good. This one I could make good. The end that just tails off. That one I'm not happy with. So we're going to do 2 more. Okay, let's go ahead and get this set in here again. Okay, I'm going to go press these 2. All right, let's go catch these up. Okay. All right, let's go press these out.
Okay, I'm crossing my fingers this time.
It's always so much fun. I do find it interesting. I make these ahead of time. And I really very rarely have this problem that I have on the camera.
Don't let us intimidate you, Mom.
I didn't think I could be, but apparently I can. Okay, voila, much better, ladies.
Second time's a charm.
Back over to the sewing machine. Now we're gonna do yellow again. And then these 4 will be done. Let me see if I've got a different one. That one doesn't look quite right. And if they're not cut straight, you don't have a chance of coming out right. There we go. last one here. Okay, back over to the pressing table.
Yes, we have a whole bunch of comments about how much they love your fabric choices.
Oh, that's very sweet. Okay, now let's go ahead and do this press. Much better. Happy with that one. All right, so now we're ready to go to the next stage of construction. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be using partial seams. So let's take this back to the sewing machine and we'll get started here. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to start with it being even on one end. And I do want my pins for this. Get them. Actually, I'm going to go on the other side because I won't know when to quit there. Okay. Stop before I get clear to the end. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take this and iron it. And I am going to get this squared up. I'm going to take the straight edge and just get this straightened out. Okay, right there. And my seam will be better. Okay, back to the sewing. And pin this. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. All right, here we go. Just dropped all my pins again. Oh, well. All right, back to the ironing board.
Sounds like you're having a party over there.
I think it's called lack of space. All right, now we're going to go and get the next one on there.
Can you move the fabric a little bit to the left? Oh, oh.
Okay. And I'd pin this if I had pins, but I don't. So I'm just going to roll this. One more time to the pressing station.
Hey, any chance you can just, yeah, there it is. We wanted to see what you've sewed so far.
Okay, there it is so far. And then the last one is the partial seam.
Kind of anxious to see how you're going to do this.
Me too. All right, so there we go. I am going to go all the way to the end of that seam. I'm going to go press it real quick. Here. Okay, so now all I'm gonna do is take this one and finish this very first seam that we started.
Does that mean we're going back to sewing?
Yes, honey, we are. I got one of the corners of the edge here in my seam, so I'm gonna get that straightened up. Okay, so now that we're gonna go back to where we left off on that very first seam. And once again, if I had pins, I would be pinning this. Use my stiletto to get this fabric flattened out. Okay.
Time to get out that stiletto, huh?
Yes. All right, let's go and get this pressed. And like always, there is some trimming that will need to happen with this, but there you go.
Ooh, bring it down a little bit so we can see the whole thing. Little bit more. Looks
Right there.
amazing. I see it. And this one was called Tracks, is that right?
That is correct.
Excellent. See, look
All
at
right,
this.
so now we'll take the block that I had previously done and we'll do some quilting on it. So let's go ahead and find my sheet here. Oh yeah, okay, so we're going to be using the Spinifex number 8. And we're going to use 2 different sizes. So I'm going to use my 8-point crosshair square, but I'm going to make 16 reference lines. So let me get that out. And then let me find my marking pin. There it is.
So you're going to mark it. Can you move the fabric a little? Yeah, there you go. There it is.
Sorry, it's so far away from me that it's make a challenge here. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and mark it. Now I'm going to just take it, line that up. And then these markings are going to be over the ones that I previously did. So that's how I know I'm in the right place. All right. And I do want to find my center. Oh, I missed the bottom one here. Now we'll go to the other sewing machine.
Are you going to be using a different camera for that?
What, honey?
Are you using a different camera for that?
Yes,
Okay.
it's the camera that is,
Why don't you take
it's
a
on
look
the
at that one
Aria
real quick?
Stace.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look at that real quick because the screen's black for me.
It's showing up for me.
The camera is not visible.
Okay. Um, let's see here.
Maybe you should move the camera from the piecing thing since it's visible.
It says you're in the show. Camera. All right, you want me just to move the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. Cher,
Yes, honey.
can you come help?
Sure.
All right, we're getting the other cameraman in right now. We're gonna get this fixed. Wow, Mindy is getting camera switched. I thought maybe I would show you some of these great tools that we've been sharing here.
Can you hold it?
We've got our theme guide on the screen right now.
Bring that one over.
This one over here.
We have our three-piece adjustable or a three-piece seam guide set here. That's the scant 1/4 inch, the seam guide, and the seam gauge. Now you can get these at Westalee Design and Sew Steady retailers worldwide. So if you're looking for something a little bit closer to you, we actually have a Find Us map on our website. You can go on to our website, and if you go up to the top of the site, there is a little button that says Find a Retailer, and it pulls up this amazing map, and you can actually find just by grabbing with your hand, you can move to wherever you are in the world and find retailers. And as you can see, we've got a heavy concentration in the United States, but we also have quite a few retailers in Europe. And we even have one there in South Africa. And then we have several in Australia as well. Okay, so it looks like we are moved over and Mindy is ready to show us what she's got. Now, hold on real quick. I'm not hearing you. We can hear you now.
Oh, you can't hear me now. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my needle is in the center of the foot. When I start my aria up, it always starts left justified. So everything is mathematically made to marry to the center of this foot. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my needle down, needle up, foot up, and bring up my bobbin thread. Okay, and foot down, and then needle down. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way, so I think you guys have a better view of that. I'm going to make 8 rotations with this size, and then 8 with the other size. So let me get started here.
Is there any chance you can tilt the camera up just slightly?
Which direction?
Up.
Is that better?
Yes. And is this your 3.5 inch template?
This is the 5.5 inch. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to do every other one. I'm going to speed this up just a bit. It's a little slow right now. Bobbin threads on my way there. Okay. This is a good block to do with a center design because it was just a block square, so there's no seams in the center. Jerry's picking up my pins right now for me without being asked. So with the next block, I'll be able to pin.
Someone was asking why you're using a different glider than the one you're using on your piecing machine.
The one that is piecing, it has all the grid marks and it has a square hole that allows for the feed dogs to not be covered up. This has a round hole and it does cover up the feed dogs, which is actually what I want, because especially when you're using a rotating template that uses a pin to rotate around, that can get caught in the feed dogs. So it's personal preference. There's lots of people that use the green ones for both. I prefer to use this one for free motion or for the quilting rulers. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the smaller one.
Oh, okay. And what machine are you on?
I'm on the Aria.
The Baby Lock
Aria. I see this just a little too high. There we go.
Oh, someone was asking about the preparedness of your fabric sandwich because of you know, kind of doing the cooking show thing where you prepare a different block ahead of time. They didn't see that you have a batting backer on this one.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I do have the backing and the batting on. So it was all ready for quilting. You probably can't see my reference lines. I can barely see them. But with this design, if I can't see them, I'm just going in between, right there, in between the design of the first one. And I'm done. All right, so let's pull that off. And then let's go ahead and bring this up. And here's the design. I think you can see it on the front. And here's the design on the back.
Ooh, that's stunning. I love it. I love how the smaller designs kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit of cleanup here,
Beautiful.
but not bad. Okay, so now we're ready for number 2 today.
And again, that was
Let's
spin effect
come
number
over
8.
here.
Is that correct?
That is spin effects number, was it 8? Let me see. Which one was it? Yeah, spin effects number 8. That's the 5.5 and the 3.5 version. Okay, so give me a second to clean off because I'm on the same table here. So Stacy, do you have anything to talk about or dance about?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was just over showing them our Find a Retailer page. And so I'll go ahead and kind of back out of there. And then I will show them the starter set, which is the set that we're going to be giving away. So we'll announce the winners during our final live broadcast for our Mystery Sampler series, which will be next Wednesday. But this is the set that you're going to be receiving. This includes that 18-inch adjustable cutting ruler system that has the straight ruler that is the 18.5 by 6.5. It has the 2 by 6-inch half square triangle, and then it also includes the 2 by 6-inch quarter square triangle. Of the blocks in the Mystery Sampler series that we're just now completing, which we started way back in June, if everybody remembers, or if you're just tuning in live, you'll have a whole lot of videos to watch on Facebook because we've been doing this every week since June. We went ahead and used this starter set to create probably 2/3 of the blocks in the series, and just those 3 tools were used. So that's the one that we're going to start with by getting this as your prize, which the retail value on this set is $110. You're also going to gain access to the entire Mystery Sampler series, because while we showed you 2 blocks every week, we were preparing videos and posting 4 blocks every week to that university class. So the university class will give you access to all of the patterns as well as the videos of the 113 different blocks. And I'll go ahead and kind of show them on the screen right now. But definitely a whole lot of great education and opportunity to learn, really piecing in a huge way using the Westalee design tools. So it looks like you're kind of set up.
I am. So now we're going to jump to block number 110, which is called Crossroads. And for this block, I'm going to be using our turquoise color. And I'm going to make the outside large blocks out of the patterned, and I'll make the cross out of the solid. So I've got my adjustable ruler already moved to 3 inches. So let's go ahead and get some fabric out here and make 4 cuts, 3 by 3. All right, let's not cut our instructions up. So let's see here. Yep, we got enough here. Make our first cut. All right, and then let's get it straightened up here. I'm going to go ahead and cut a straight edge so I know I'm starting straight. So is everybody ready for Christmas? Guess it's too late if you're not.
I admittedly am doing a little multitasking, and I am wrapping presents as we sew.
Why does that not surprise me? All right, so here's my 4 3-inch blocks. There we go. All right, next it wants us to cut the what I'll call the cross. So we're going to cut 4 3-inch by 1.5 inch, and we're going to do that, as I said, out of the solid material. So let's bring that over now. So 3 by 1.5. So let's go ahead and cut 3 inches because I'm already set there. All right. And then I'll do one more because I don't think I can get 4 out of that. Okay. Now let's change our ruler to 1.5. There we go. All righty. 3 by 1.5. Okay, there's our second cut. And our third cut is going to be back to the pattern material. And it's going to be 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. So this is already set at 1.5. So let's cut this a straight edge here again. The tinier the block, the more important everything is precisely cut. It's always important, but it really shows up if you don't have it done on a really tiny piece. 1.5 by 1.5. There we go. All right, we're ready for construction now. So let's go ahead and see what she wants us to do here. I think we're putting them together in rows. Yes, we are. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this one, this one, this one, and then this one, this one, this one, and this one. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the sewing machine and we will get started here. All right, I'm going to start with the center, and we're just going to do this right in the middle of the 2 solids. So let's make sure I'm squared up here. And I'm going to take one of these. And one of these. Now I'm not even going to go press right now. We're just going to do the other seam and then take it and do all the pressing at one time. So now we're going to do the other side here. So there it is. Would have probably been easier if I cut these apart, but you know, hey. All right, here we go for the last seam. Okay, now we're going to go to the pressing table and get these pressed. Let's bring this over here. Get our fabric off of there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to press these two out. So the top and the bottom are going to press out, and the one in the center is going to press in so that we always have offsetting seams.
And again, the pressing instructions are really great and they show you all of that. Is that right?
That is correct.
If you had the ability to just move that fabric down to the left slightly, then we could see it a little bit more. There we
Can you see
go.
it now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Honey, where did you put the pins? Okay, hold on one sec. I've got to get the pins. All right. It's okay. All right. So now we're going to take this. Let's press this side too. And then this is going to be offsetting seams because we've got them go in the opposite directions. So just take your thumb and forefinger and press those against each other so that we have a great intersection. And same up over here. Just making sure that they're butted up really tightly together. All right. And then while I'm here, I'm going to do the other side too. Minimize the number of trips back and forth, if you will. Nope, I'm not going to. I was starting to sew it to the wrong side. Okay, so let's go to the sewing machine, sew this, and then we'll just switch it over here. All right, here we go.
So someone made the comment, how do the instructors always make it look so easy? So I think you have to answer that, Mom.
I didn't hear the question.
How do the instructors always make it look so easy?
Oh, I don't think I do. But some of them do.
I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. You do also, because you're learning as you go. I mean, these 113 blocks you've never done before you've created your
Correct.
practice piece. So all of you will be this skilled at the end of doing all 113 blocks. Now,
Well, I do have a little confession to make, because one of the very last blocks is the pinwheel set. And if you've been watching for very long, you will know that I'm not a huge fan of the pinwheel set. However, I did put this thing together perfect the first time. And I ran down and showed my husband, and I thought, oh my God, I finally figured it out.
good for you.
So we have
See?
to redo that video, Stacy.
Practice does make you better. You know, I just one of the presents I got for my son Aiden this year is a sign that says, "Practice will make you better, but it's never going to get easier."
Yeah.
It's still going to be
All
hard.
right. Yep. Well, I will say that practice does make you more confident and more comfortable. That's for sure. All right, let's go back over to the pressing table now. All righty. Now here we are going to want to spiral some of these intersections here. So that's where we just take out the few extra little stitches beyond the seam that I just sewed. So we're just going to poke those out. I apologize, I've been talking. Okay, here we go. Sometimes they're really easy to come out, and sometimes not so much. All right, let's come and do that over here too. And the thread I'm using is almost a perfect match for the back of the fabric, which makes it even more fun. All right, this side too, got a lot of threads there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and spiral these. And all that means is that your fabric is going to lay in opposite directions, and that seam intersection is going to lay flat, so that when we're quilting this, you won't run into any bumps. Besides looking cool, it really does work.
Show us a little bit more by moving it to the left.
Can you see it?
Little down, little down, little down. There we go. Look at those spirals.
All right, let's look at the front, see if it's as pretty. There we go. There's the block. All right, so now let's go.
So that's the crossroads block, is that right?
That's correct.
I love
Yeah,
that
this
you
is the
use
crossroads block.
2 blocks that I think are very appropriate for Santa and his sleigh.
Yeah, that's true.
Track.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on now to our quilting.
Okay.
So I chose to use the flying bell curve for this one. And I've used it a couple times in the past, but it will make this pretty little star design. And somehow that seemed appropriate for today as well. So let's go ahead and get our crosshair square and my marking. There we go. Here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and find my center, which isn't too hard with this block because I've got panels going up and down here. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. And with this one, I'm just going to make a 8-point rotation.
Can you move the fabric a little to left?
Yeah. How's that?
Better. Now we can see 3/4 of the fabric.
Okay. Sorry, I'm, like I said, a little challenged here with sharing space. Okay, I've got that marked, and I'm just going to mark my center here and here.
I think it's time for the
All
camera
right,
guy.
let's go ahead and
Camera.
move to. Say that one more time, Stace.
Oh, I was just saying, I think the camera guy is going to need to move the camera again.
He just did.
There he is.
The camera guy's all over it.
AKA Dad and
Yeah.
Jared. All right.
All right, so let me bring my chair over here. How's the angle, Stacy?
A little bit up, just slightly.
Slightly up,
There it is. Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah, that's great.
She said that's great. All right, so on this particular one, we're going to use the flying bell curve, and we're going to use, always come back to the center. So I'm always going to start and stop in the center. So let's go ahead and bring this up here. I'm going to get my foot. Oh, you do want to have your stable tape facing down. That's 101 here. Okay, so now let's get the foot down, and then the needle down, needle up, foot up. Oh, this sec here. Okay. Foot down, needle up, foot up. Bring up that bobbin thread. Okay, one more try here. Come on. Where's my bobbin thread? Okay, 1 second. There it is. Okay, I'm going to hand crank the needle down because I want to go right back where I started. Okay, let's turn this around so we can see. And I've got some arrows, but those arrows are for a different design, so don't judge me by that. Okay, so now I've got my center here on the reference line that I drawn, and I'm just going to go around this once and then stop in the center. You know, this foot is really tight. Let me bring this up just a notch here. I was made a Christmas project earlier, and I think the foot got cranked down during that. Okay, and always try to come back to where you started. Now we're just going to switch it around, get it on the reference line again, and let's go do it. Okay. And we're done. So let's go ahead and bring the needle up, foot up, and oh no, I missed a couple of my corners here. So let me go back. No problem.
Which I always love how easy it is to go back.
Huh?
I said I always love how easy it is to go back.
I agree. It is so easy to go back. So what I've forgotten are these little wings here. I must have just zipped past them. So I've got mine here. So let me put my foot down again. And my needle down. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to get lined up on my thing, but I always start in the center again. Seems like I forgot one other one. Where is it? Up that. Did I do it? Yeah. Right there. It's this one I'm missing. Right here. Okay. Okay, right here. have that. I have that one. I have that one. That one. That one. So I'm done. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut the thread. There we go. And here's the design on the back.
I love
Can you
it.
see it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks awesome.
Like a little Christmas star.
Yeah,
So there you
that's
go.
great. Great work and Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. There was one last question that
Merry
came
Christmas,
out
everybody.
as you were finishing up. Someone was curious if you always go counterclockwise.
No, I don't. You can go whatever direction feels good. There's no magic going one direction or another. It's whatever feels best for you.
For the free motion.
However, I would tell you for the free motion, but even for piecing, I will tell you though that I talked about the pinwheel and the block that I was successful in putting together yesterday. And I started from left to right. And I then switched right to left and I was not near as successful. So I don't know if it was mental or if the block just actually goes better, together better when you move left to right on that particular one. But with the quilting part of it, you can go whatever direction is comfortable for you.
Excellent. Well, thanks again, everyone. We appreciate you joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week. I did want to share a couple things. We are going to have our final live next Wednesday. And then we are handing it over to Donnell McAdams and her daughter Megan, who are going to be hosting a Facebook New Year's Eve party with everyone, all the way down to a menu. So it'll be on our So Steady Facebook page. They're going to be doing a really fun 4x4 table runner project. We'll look forward to hopefully having you join for that as well. There's information on our Facebook page about that. Then we're going to announce the winners to our Christmas giveaway next week in our final live, and there might be a few more giveaways then too. So again, Merry Christmas, everyone, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. I hope you all have a wonderful evening and enjoying family and festivities. And again, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.